Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me great pleasure to introduce Mr. C.
Wally Cassell was my uncle, and when he was 5, he was pushed into a brook. He was diagnosed with having pneumonia and wasn't able to walk and speak. 4 years later, his sister was born. And the day he heard her crying, he got the determination to walk again, and he took his first steps to recovery. Wally then was employed at the Colville mines. Wally loved his holidays, and although he never married, he made great friends with people on the Reliant Coaches holidays.
First of all, I'd just like to say, Walter Cassell, we all knew him as Wally. He was one of the most inoffensive chaps you could ever wish to meet. He was always smartly dressed. The thing I remember most about him is his fine shoes and his dancing, and he'd always be finely dressed with a dicky bow, full works, a free shirt, cummerbund, posh shoes. He would always just be so friendly and welcoming. He had lots of friends, everybody just admired Wally.
I didn't know your Uncle Wally that well, but I know he was a man that put everybody else before himself, and he had a job. I think everybody would have been envious of, meeting all the celebrities that he met, all the big football stars, and the other things I know about your Uncle Wally. He was well respected and a well-liked man all around Colville.
When I first met Wally was when I was a young lad, and we used to go to Colville Picture House, the Rex, or the Regal, and he was one of the doormen there. It was always up to mischief, shall I say, so they were always the ones having to sort us out. But one of the main ones I do remember was round about bonfire night, of course. Years ago we all used to buy the bangers, and you'd put them in your pockets. One or two of them used to do is light a banger and then roll it down the seats, and of course then the banger would go off round about somebody, so he'd come and they'd switch the picture off, they'd put all the lights on, and they'd ask who got the bangers and stuff like that, and get all your bangers confiscated. And then as I got older, of course, started going to the Grand, and Wally used to be on the door at the Grand, of course, because he worked for this bloke called Demon, and Mr. Demon used to own the Rex and the Regal Picture House in Colville, and also what used to be called the Grand as well. But he was always a decent chap, had his job to do to sort us young lads out, and that's what he used to do.
Wally was diagnosed with bowel cancer in July 1998. He went to Staunton Harold Hospice just before Christmas 2001. Wally was advised to stay in, and his condition was getting worse. He enjoyed his Christmas dinner and talking of old times with his sister Christine. And on the Boxing Day, he came to close his eyes, and at 11 o'clock, sadly passed away that evening. Because Wally was so well known, on the day of his funeral, all the shopkeepers that lined the streets of Colville, the church was packed.